#1 in the Ozarks. This is KY3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jerry Jacobs. Steve and Lisa have the night off. We begin with a story you'll see only on KY3. A KY3 investigation leads to an investigation by Missouri Attorney General's office. A used car dealership in Springfield, Excel Auto Group LLC near Scenic and Walnut Lawn, can no longer operate after being raided today by the Department of Revenue and the AG's office. At issue, rolling back odometers. KY3's Sara Forhetz has the exclusive story now and joins us here. Sarah?
Jerry, the worst part is what we don't know, just how many people own a car from Excel or the owner Ashley Bolton and have no idea that their vehicle might just have a lot more miles on it than what the odometer reads. Two beautiful kids and a third little blessing that was unexpected.
Growing family and just wanted a bigger size SUV that would seat more people and have more space.
Julie Schiffner started her search online and found what she thought was the perfect vehicle for the perfect price.
We asked for a CarFax and he provided it, so we didn't, we would never have, thought to go spend the money then to double check and make sure that the one he provided us was correct.
So they bought it, a 2002 Toyota Sequoia. They had it for 2 weeks when they got some bad news. That turned out to be another blessing in disguise. A close friend just happened to run an independent CarFax check for them.
He checked it to see if the timing belt had ever been changed, and that's when we realized that the mileage was completely wrong.
100,000 miles wrong. The Schiffners took the car back to Excel and say they spoke with owner Ashley Bolton, who gave them their money back, but no apology and no explanation. Julie turned to KY3 for help. We ran the numbers for ourselves. 5 VIN numbers from the cars listed on Excel's website. According to CarFax, 2 of them had mileage numbers listed way below actual mileage. One was more than 140,000 miles off. So we went to ask Ashley Bolton what's going on at his business near Scenic and Walnut Lawn.
Excuse me, are you Ashley Bolton? You are Ashley Bolton. I was just wondering, we have some paperwork here, and you have a car listed at 110,000 miles. And it actually has 250,000. Can you tell me how that happened?
Out.
We had to leave, but investigators from the Attorney General's office and the Department of Revenue didn't. Following a call from KY3 News, they were on the scene checking every vehicle's mileage. It's a story with a happy outcome for Julie Schiffner and her family, and it's a lesson for everyone else.
I will pay the $30 or $40 to CarFax or AutoCheck and run it myself and not trust.
So the Schiffners caught this, fortunately, but word to the wise, if you buy a used car, you might want to pay the $30 or $40 and do it yourself. Check the mileage for yourself. No word yet from the AG's office or the DOR on how quickly the investigation into Excel Auto Group LLC and Ashley Bolton will wrap up. But of course, Sherry, we will keep everyone posted.
And the takeaway for the rest of us, though, it's an interesting story and interesting to see that the law enforcement is involved in all that. But the takeaway for all of us is the commercial is ask for the CarFax, ask for the CarFax.
Right, and you do, and in many cases, in most cases, in fact, they give it to you. Here's the printout, Jerry, here you go. But then you go run your own, and it tells a different story.
And that's the way to go. All right, good takeaway from that. Thank you, Sara Forhetz. We'll see you again at 10.
New details tonight in a KY3 investigation into a Springfield used car dealership that was shut down by a state probe into odometer rollback complaints. KY3's Sara Forhetz has the latest tonight.
Excel Auto Group LLC is still under investigation by the state. We've also reviewed documents from the Missouri Secretary of State's office confirming that Ashley Bolton has also operated under B&B Motors. Scores of people continue to call and email saying they too have found out that their odometer has been tampered with. You can always go to autocheck.com or carfax.com and run your own check to see if you have been a victim. If you have, you can file a report with the Attorney General's office. The number to call for the AG, 1-800-392-8222. If you want to speak with someone locally, you can call the Department of Revenue. That local number for the DOR, 417-895-6429. The Attorney General is very busy right now with a civil investigation into Ashley Bolton. If there are any criminal charges, they would come at a later date. We'll certainly continue to follow the story and keep you posted.
Hundreds of thousands of rolled back miles on a Springfield used car lot and a long line of unhappy customers still waiting for restitution. Excel Auto Group was closed down in mid-June by Missouri's Attorney General following a KY3 News investigation. Sara Forhetz here tonight with the latest. Sarah?
Steve, Ashley Bolton is being investigated for allegedly replacing instrument clusters in used cars with odometers that have much lower miles on them. Many people who bought a car from Bolton say they've got nothing so far, whether it be from Excel Auto or formerly B&B Motors. That's why one customer, Mary Taylor, decided to take matters into her own hands.
He's not honest. You know, he feels like he's above the law. He felt like he needed to make a few extra bucks and everybody else needed to suffer.
This grandma is fired up. The car she bought from Excel Auto Group was for her most precious cargo, and it turned out to be a hunk of junk.
I'm watching the news, and you're on there, and you said, you know, Ashley Bolton is being sued by the Missouri Attorney General because he's been rolling back odometers on cars he's been selling. And my mouth dropped open. And I was worried.
A quick independent CarFax report showed it was 100,000 miles off. Plus, only days later, she realized there was another expensive problem.
The brakes were so bad, nobody could have missed that.
And Mary Taylor didn't want to miss her next opportunity. So she called the Attorney General and reported Bolton's bad business.
I said, is there a statute of limitations on this? And she said 3 years. Well, we'd already owned the car a year and a half.
So she filed a civil suit in small claims court a couple weeks ago.
I started yelling, I won, I won, I won! And my husband's like, what did you win? My court case.
Her settlement, $2,420, half of what she paid for the car in the first place.
Supposed to pay you within 10 days, and if they don't, well, it's been past 10 days.
Taylor believes she'll likely never see a dime of that money, but says her $70 to file suit is well worth the money. Oh, and for the next time, lesson learned. She'll also fork out the dough for her own CarFax.
$35 worth it.
And we contacted Ashley Bolton's attorney today. It's John Kaiser here in Springfield. His office says he has no comment. As for AG Chris Koster's office, they told us they still have an active investigation underway and so therefore declined to do an interview. Lisa, we still also have no kind of timetable on if and when restitution will come.
I know it's an investigation you'll continue to follow. Thanks, Sarah. Good evening, I'm Lisa Rose.
I'm Ethan Forhetz. A KY3 investigation this past summer led to the state shutting down a Springfield car dealer. Now at least one victim is getting her money back, and the owner of Excel Auto Group, Ashley Bolton, is headed to criminal trial.
KY3's Sara Forhetz has an update.
Excel Auto Group, formerly B&B Motors, and owner Ashley Bolton was shut down in June after we alerted the Missouri Attorney General that he was selling cars that had false odometer readings. Many of them had had the mileage lowered by hundreds of thousands of miles. Scores of customers have been waiting for some kind of restitution from the AG's office in the way of getting their money back, but they are still waiting. Mary Taylor took matters into her own hands, and it has finally paid off.
There's my check, $2,420.
It was a sight Mary Taylor thought she'd never see.
I got the judgment, and I thought, nah, because he doesn't pay his bills. You know, I found that out when I tried to get him to pay for part of the repair of the brakes on the car because, they were bad from the day he sold them to us. Very bad.
She bought a car from Ashley Bolton for her daughter to drive. Our story about false odometer readings back in June tipped her off to check out her mileage. Sure enough, it was 100,000 plus miles off.
I was pretty mad, so I stuck with it.
Tired of waiting for help from the Attorney General's office, Mary filed a civil suit against Ashley Bolton and won. But still, she wasn't expecting to see the money. But after a long wait and a letter from the Department of Revenue to Bolton's bonding company in South Dakota, the check has finally arrived.
The day I got it, I was like, oh, it's actually here. I actually got it.
Court filings show 2 other victims are also going after their money in small claims court. And Taylor says she thinks it's the best and perhaps only shot at ever seeing your money again.
Absolutely.
The Greene County Prosecutor's Office has recently filed 2 criminal charges against Ashley Bolton, both for operating a business without a license, but that was before he was actually ordered to stop selling cars. And the way the bonding company works, Bolton was bonded for $25,000, and once that money is gone, it's gone. So customers who are going to try to get money, the sooner the better. Experts at Nixon and Lindstrom here in Springfield say it absolutely pays for customers to make sure those companies that you're doing business with are bonded, as to see their paperwork, how much money they're bonded for, because bonding companies protect you even against intentional acts.